Hello and welcome to another episode of my GeoJournal Club. Today we will be talking about this interesting article that I found online. Is about the teal geochemistry data processing using principal component analysis and other geochemical methods and statistical methods. As usually, I will stop the slide enough for you to have an idea of what is the content. But I will not do much comment. It's very clear. I just want you to see this article. Okay, and I will put a link to the full article too. So the geological background, we have a variety of mineralization in the area. There is a lot of hydrothermal processes that influence the mineralization, specifically the rare earth element, and these generate a lot of alteration processes, which is one of the techniques that the authors used in order to explain the mineralization. As I mentioned, the main method is till sampling. It is a very important method in Sweden because the glacial tills are very informative. They provide a lot of regional information, and the geochemical analysis aid in identifying potential mineralized zones. The author used what is called the mineral system approach for the rare earth element modeling. They utilize GIS and focus on mappable criteria for rare earth element, including the use of the principal component analysis, which is the main technique they use for processing the data. Also, they use cluster analysis. They describe the sampling methodology, they describe the geochemical analysis, and the importance of collecting undisturbed till sampling to avoid biases in the interpretation of the data. They use the transformation of sample coordinates to integrate with the GIS, and they try to link the sample coordinate to the type of bedrock, accounting for the glacial transportation of the tills, and they link the geochemical data to mineralization source as accurate as possible using isotopic fingerprinting and correlation with known mineral deposit. I'm referring here to a spatial correlation, not arithmetical correlation. They do exploratory data analysis, of course, as I mentioned. They filter the elements for statistical criteria, thresholds of anomaly, p-values to determine relevance, and they apply something called the false discovery rate corrections. It's a very interesting part. They use histogram for population distribution. I have a paper that I will try to link here about the use of histograms in the interpretation of geochemical data, which is very, very useful. Histograms is one of those one of those methods that provides a lot of information very quickly and is rarely used in the industry. And they also analyze the mean, standard deviation, t-tests to compare the groups, the association group, and identifying elements with significant changes, which are the ones that provide most of the information. And then they use the principal component analysis as one of the main tools to find the association of elements for different type of mineralizations. The principal component analysis in mineral exploration simplifies a complex data set. As I said, you will get components that contain different association of elements. Each of them characterize either a type of mineralization, either a lithological type. Principal component analysis is not a tool that you can use blindly. You need to understand the geochemistry and the geology of your deposit in order to be effective when using PCA. As I mentioned, they also use clustering, which is a similar method to principal component analysis, in which case you get association of elements that are related to each other. And if you have the coordinates of those samples, then you can have a mapping tool to find areas of samples that are similar to each other. Basically, you are mapping either alterations, either lithological types, either mineralization itself. So clustering is also a very useful tool. And then, of course, they integrate the clustering with the classification of these elements as a tool. They call it index tool. You will see that later. And they use the principal component analysis to validate the trends that are being discovered. In the end, they create a predictive maps for mineral potential. The predictive map, of course, enhances the efficiency of the exploration. The principal component analysis simplify the data. Geochemical patterns aids in the identification of mineralization and the determination of the anomaly. And all that, when you integrate all that, then you get an improved interpretation of your data set. The alteration index, as I mentioned before, it is combined with the clustering analysis and the principal component analysis in order to create the predictive layers in this paper. So it's a very interesting paper using a very common sampling technique as TILS, and I suggest you take a look at the whole paper. The predictive layers of prospectivity mapping, as I said, it aids in identification of potential mineralized zones. They use the principal component analysis to simplify the data. They use the chemical pattern as an exploration tool, and they enhance the efficiency in mineral potential mapping by streamlining the mapping process and increasing success rate in finding mineral deposits. As mentioned before, the principal component analysis is their main tool here, which enhances the mineralization interpretation, first by simplifying the complex data set and identifying the association of elements that can be used to track the mineralization itself. The main results, I will not read this, I will let you stop the video if you want now and read it one by one, but these are the main results of their study. And with that, we finish. Please leave comments down below and I will answer as soon as I get them. Until next time, have a great day.
My name is Ricardo Valls. I am a professional geologist registered in the province of Ontario, Canada, and also the president of Valls Geoconsultant. Geology, geochemistry, structural analysis, machine learning, and artificial intelligence. I am sure you will find something useful among my over 550 videos.
I think these videos are brilliant, and I'm sure you will like them too. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and don't forget to click the notification bell.